Doctor, my eyes cannot see the sky. It is the prize for having learned how not to cry.
Pigs and cold wheat, Graham was a German bride. Built a barn and farmhouse down on the riverside. Farm went bust in 30, no one bought the land. Marcia paid the banknotes, baking bread and married Dad. My mom and Dad stayed on till the auctioneers were gone. It's glowing still. Try hard to forget it, but it's in your blood. There's a strong attraction. Red River. In 64, me and my brothers left home looking for something more. Land is solid green now, 9 miles of sugar beets. Barn and farmer gray goes where land and river meet. Floods try to wash it away, but the barn stands to this day. And will be when I'm gone, and the river rolls north, and it always will. You can leave the valley, but it's flowing still. Try hard to forget it, but it's in your blood. Remember where you came from, Red River mud.
Remember where you came from,
Red River mud.
Remember where you came from,
Red River mud.
Remember where you came from,
Red River mud.
Good morning and welcome to Unity Church-Unitarian on this Celebration Sunday. I'm the Reverend Dr. Oscar Sinclair. My pronouns are he, him. I'm joined in our chancel this morning by our Hallman ministerial intern, Amy Brunell, by our worship associate, Ollie Stocker, by our director of music ministries, Dr. Ahmed Ansaldua, by so many musicians this morning, by everybody who makes the worship service happen. Mo and Martha up in the sound booth. It is good to be together. If this is your very first time here at Unity, welcome. We are so glad that you are here. If you've been coming here for a while, we are glad that you are here. If you're here because a member of your family is getting dedicated this morning, we are so glad to have you with us. Whoever you are, whatever brings you to this place, wherever you're heading, know that in this place, all of who you are, your gifts, your wounds, your joys, your griefs, all of it are welcome. We hope that you will find this church to be a place that helps you find and keep your balance, and a community that helps you lead a loving life of integrity, service, and joy. I do want to extend a special invitation to those of you who are joining us for the first or second time this morning. If you will look in the pew in front of you, there is a visitor card. Please fill those out and place them in the offering basket as it goes by later. It's been an interesting question for me for a year, like how many people actually do this? And then last week I had the opportunity to spend some time with our membership coordinator, Philippa Anastos, and she showed me the stack of new member cards that she collects after every Sunday. It is good to welcome. It is good to know who is here and what is bringing people through our doors. One quick announcement this morning, two quick announcements. One, Finding Yourself at Unity, which is our program for visitors, members who want to learn more, pretty much everybody, is happening in the center room after worship. The theme this morning is worship and the liturgical year. The other thing that's happening after this service at 9 o'clock is that we will have a reception for the families for whom we are dedicating children this morning. So we will be doing a celebration of new lives reception just out there as well. But for now, take a moment, center yourself, not in silence, because the noise of children is the noise of a healthy church, but center yourself here in this moment with these people, with these sounds, and this time as we enter into worship together with the ringing of our bell.
Good morning. And welcome to our morning service, a respite from the flurry of your daily life. From the activities of meetings, working, shopping, volunteering, parenting, and meeting deadlines. Just let go of the busyness, shift gears, breathe a collective sigh of relief, and simply focus on the here and the now. Our lives are often cloudy with the mud of so much activity. I invite you into service as we reflect on the words of Lao Tzu. Do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? And now, if you'll join me, we'll light our chalice flame, and the words are found in your order of service. We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith, the light of truth, and the warmth of love. Just leave it there.
Good morning. There we go. It's on. I'm Ahmed Ansaldon, Director of Music Ministries, and our opening hymn today is the African American spiritual / protest song, Hold On or Keep Your Hand on the Plow. You can learn it with me and then maybe take it out into the world and sing it somewhere. So here, sing after me. Keep your hand on the plow, hold on. Your turn. So this is what would be called a zipper song, where the leader would sing, I would sing something here, it could be anything, and then you reply, keep your hand on the plow, hold on. And I would typically repeat the same thing. I sang the first time, and then you reply, and then we get to the refrain, which goes like this. Hold on, hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. You try it. Hold on, hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. Now you could try it singing in harmony. Hold on, hold on, hold on. You know, pick a different note. Let's try it. And hold on, hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. All right, so you know the words now. You know the tune. All right, so stand as you are willing and able. And maybe some people in the band could try to join me. It's in C minor, you guys. And let's see. Oh, the one thing we did right was the day we started a fight. Oh, the one thing we did right was the day we started a fight. Hold on, hold on. Our hands on the freedom plow won't take nothing for a journey now. Got our hands on the plow won't take nothing for a journey now. Hold on. One more time, hold on, hold on. Keep your hand on the plow, hold on. Thank you, everyone.
I am Marcia Hayes, a member here at Unity, and I have the joy to serve on our board of trustees. And I'm here today to talk with you about why I pledge. But this is a story about you. This past spring, the board listened to you, the congregation, about your hopes for Unity's future. We held sessions where we listened to you share your wishes for the future of Unity. The duty of the board was to take your wishes and plot our course with our new end statements. And I'll read the first end. Understand the interconnected roots of oppression and yoke ourselves to the demands, sacrifices, and hard work of anti-racism, multiculturalism, and climate and economic justice. That end is heavy. And let us rejoice in it. Rejoice is a verb, an active, external celebration of joy. And that's important, I'm gonna say it again. Rejoice is a verb, an active, external celebration of joy. Ours is a faith of action. Again, though, this story is about you. Let me take you back to those listening sessions. I need to describe to you something I heard again and again. So many stories of what you were doing to resist oppression and provide care in this world. Elected officials you called, speaking out in your professional lives to be a voice of compassion, and so much anguish you felt. Did I do enough? Did I make a difference? I feel so small. It's just me up against everything in the world. And then, again and again, I saw that anguish transform to relief. To relief when you learned that you were not alone. There were others fighting the same fight. To know and to really feel that you were connected to others at Unity, doing the same thing you were doing because this moment calls for it. And by the end of the night, relief turned to joy. Unity held you. You were transformed. Let us rejoice. That burden was lifted. So when the board crafted our ends, we needed a verb to express all of that. The sharing, the relief, the transformation. Ours is a faith of action. When used as a verb, yoke means to share in the burden or responsibility. And when we share, our load is lightened. We are transformed. So in this end, we pledge that we will work in community so that we are transformed and that there is joy here. But I will return to you to say why I pledge to Unity. I am not alone, and I rejoice in that. Thank you.
One of the most fun things that we get to do as a church is bless children. So, can we invite the families that are dedicating children to come forward now? Oh, and our spirit play class. We are not blessing all the children of the church simultaneously. If you want to just come up here. So we do this in a couple parts here at Unity Church. We bless with the elements, and then we bless with all of us. So we begin by asking for names. Hi. That's your mom.
I'm Kai.
You're Kai.
Yep, this is my dad, and this is my baby sister. Now, N-E-L-L. N-E-L-L.
Kai and Nell. And Nell, can I ask your parents what your full whole name is? Nell Purdy Thompson. It is good to meet you. And what is your full name?
My full name is Kai Thompson.
Kai, can you say it one more time?
Kai Thompson.
Kai Harrington Thompson.
Yeah.
It is good to meet you. And who is this? Esker Nichols Landgraf. It is good to meet you. And so now, we bless with elements. We bless you first with water, brought home from all over the world, that you might know everyone you meet is your neighbor. So this is going to be a little cold. And we bless you with this good earth, that you might treasure your body knowing that it is a gift from God, a temple to be treasured, a vessel that will carry you across seas of love. Ugh. And we bless with fire. We bless with fire the warmth of hearth and home, illumination for the heart. This one we don't touch. We bless with air. By the air that you might learn to slow down and follow your breath, and that you might find your voice for prophecy and song. So we bless you with air. And we bless with beauty. Be blessed by beauty, children, that you might know the self-same radiance as this rose. Would you like a rose? And we do not do this alone. So would you turn in your order of service as we bless these newest members of our community? I'll read the Roman font, and you reply in the italics. It is our faith that each child that is born is one more Redeemer. Are you ready to dedicate yourselves to Esker Nichols Landgraf, to Kai Harrington Thompson, and to Nell Purdy Thompson? We are prepared. We dedicate our minds and hearts to these children and their parents. Will you strive to love and cherish them in times of struggle as well as gladness? We will love We acknowledge the divine spark within each child. May it always be blessings and welcome. Please be seated. Our next hymn is This Little Light of Mine. If you would like to stand up and sing this together. Now please be seated.
Each time we gather for worship, we set aside a moment to expand the caring ministry of this congregation. We gather here trusting that this community is wide enough and deep enough to hold us in both our sorrows and our joys, in our challenges and our celebrations. Together, we recognize the cycle of life and death, the circle of love, compassion, and witness that is at the center of this and every sacred community. In our community today, I share that Milton Powell, beloved father of Julie, Tom, Kathy, Greg, Deneen, and Adie, and grandfather to Reverend Oscar, Galen, Nate, and Ben, passed away peacefully on October 3rd. Over the last year, Milt was a regular online attendee here at Unity, watching his amazing son, the Reverend Oscar. We hold the Powell Sinclair family in our collective embrace as they reflect on his life of music, literature, travel, Michigan State sports, and 65 years of marriage to the love of his life, Sue. Patricia Eves was hospitalized last Friday with a severe tick-borne infection. She received excellent care and was discharged on Tuesday and is recovering at home. The illness has left her fatigued and weakened, but she expects a full recovery, and she would love to hear from her friends at Unity. Bernice Hansen is so appreciative of all the cards and greetings she received from her friends at Unity for her 99th birthday. Thank you so much. We stand at the side of all of those whose primary spiritual practice is caring for children, and with those who live with mental illness, with grief of chronic pain, or with addiction. We pray for our neighbors in prison, for those in harm's way, for those who are struggling to stay afloat, and we support those who arise above heartbreak to carry on the work of ending oppression in all its forms. We celebrate with all who come through these doors with joy in their hearts, because this is a house of joy, and laughter is the sound of a thriving community. And we grieve. We grieve for the layers of loss and anger and fear that are present in all parts of our lives and in this world. We now open our embrace to hold whatever is in your heart this morning. Please speak whatever that is into the shared silence. For all that we hold within, among, and beyond ourselves, let us be together in a moment of shared silence. Pray with me. O mystery, O wonder, O life, O nature, O earth, hold us in this space together as wonderful sounds are playing around our sanctuary. Hold us in the meaning of community and being together. Hold us in the meaning of community when things are difficult, when things seem so hard, that here we might find a little peace, a little smile, a little gesture that knows that we are not alone. May we yoke ourselves to not only this community, but to the beyond, to the others' communities that need our care and our work and our gestures at this moment. We can do it together. Blessed be, may it be so. Amen and Ashe.
Our movement extends beyond the walls of this church to partners with whom we share a common interest. Each week, the larger portion of our offering goes to these community partners. This week, our offering supports our Mano a Mano team here at Unity Church. Unity's Mano a Mano community outreach ministry team supports Mano a Mano International by collecting, sorting, packing, and shipping medical, construction, and school supplies to Bolivia. They also organize community information forums, encouraging people to become passionate advocates for Mano a Mano's many sustainable projects. Many, many of our members have volunteered with Mano a Mano, have traveled to Bolivia, have known the people who work there, who founded it. If you have had any interaction with Mano a Mano while you've been here, would you just raise your hand for a moment? Our collection this morning goes to support that work, both here in the Twin Cities and in Bolivia. Will the ushers please come forward? We know that when we live lives of integrity, service, and joy, generosity is sure to follow. Please give as generously as you are able.
Well, I got a high horse, you got a big sword, you've been cutting me all down to size. And when I got there, seemed so different, seems like I'd been there sometime before. Yeah, it seems like I've spent some time before. And all this dust caught in my lungs, well, it stings worse than Oklahoma storms. And when they found me lost and dirty, I left my only family in the ground. When I set out for that solitary town. Oh, restless soul, open up your wings and celebrate, oh, a brand new day. And we'll watch it all fall the sheets of red and talk about all the things we did back then. I viewed a tombstone in the back of my home with old Johnny Law waiting me outside. Escaped from the chain gang to the wonders of fame and left my mother right out there in all the dust, while the circus trucks they sit around and rust. So restless soul, open up your wings and celebrate, oh, a brand new day. And we'll watch it all fall the sheets of red and talk about all the things we did. And on the last night, watch for words to say, and maybe last time could have got away. And on the last night, watch it all in flames, up in flames. Oh, yes, we do. And on the last night, lost the words to say, and maybe last time I could have got away. And on the last night, watch it all in flames, up in flames, in flames. Oh, restless soul, open up your wings and celebrate, oh, a brand new day. And we'll watch it all fall to sheets of red and talk about all the things we did. Oh, restless soul, open up your wings and celebrate, oh, a brand new day. And we'll watch it all fall to sheets of red and talk about all the things we did, when we were young.
I grew up on a small dairy farm near Jordan, Minnesota. Life on the farm shaped me, not only through the demanding work, but through the quiet lessons that came from working close to the land. I spent countless hours out in the fields, disking, plowing, doing all kinds of field work. Even today, when I visit my brother, I sometimes help him plow with one of his big John Deere tractors. I can sit in the climate-controlled cab and listen to NPR and let the machine do the work. It's efficient, but you find yourself strangely disconnected from the earth. Now, that's a sharp contrast in the experience I had at the Oliver Kelly farm in Anoka a couple years ago. It's a living history site that recreates an 1860s farm. On a cool fall afternoon, I guided a one-bottom moldboard plow just like that behind a team of oxen. It was a whole body experience. Every few steps I had to adjust the handles to keep the plow straight and at the right depth. I could feel every change in the soil, when the soil was soft or when it was hard, when I hit a rock. It was not about controlling the plow, but being in relationship with it. And I learned something important. Oxen need to stop every 1 or 2 passes to rest. That rhythm of work and rest keep both oxen and human beings going. I realize that plowing is a lot like our work for social justice. It's hard, it's slow, imperfect, but it's essential. Plowing in the fall prepares the ground for spring planting. Our work here at Unity Church prepares the ground for a more just society, especially when the rights of minorities, women, LGBTQ people, and the poor are under pressure. Those of us with privilege must step forward for those pushed to the margins. Like plowing, this work is slow. One pass hardly shows. Our phone calls, letters, and marches may feel small, but over time they matter. Eventually, the whole field gets plowed. Robert Kennedy said, "Each time a person stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others, they send forth a tiny ripple of hope." And Martin Luther King Jr. reminds us, faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. This work takes persistence. We must stay in the furrow, arranging meetings, authoring emails, showing up, even when we're tired. Some furrows will be straight, others crooked. We will hit rocks along the way, but what matters is that we keep going. And like the farmers at the end of the row, we need to stop and look back. Even if the pass is not perfect, we can say, I did that, and I can do it again. That recognition gives us the confidence to keep moving forward. So let us remember the wisdom of the plow. Our work is critical. Progress is slow but steady. Accept imperfections. Always remember to rest, and never forget our work is never done. Just as a farmer grips the plow handles and takes hold of the work of the Church for Social Justice, our work must also in the Church for Social Justice be steady, persistent, and committed. My challenge to you this morning is to roll up your sleeves, put on your work gloves, and continue plowing.
Just to have a brief moment where we set some expectations here. This morning we are practicing the 70-minute hour. I say that because church is an inconvenient hobby for most of us. It's not the easiest thing to do to come on Sunday morning, to be here basically until that guy standing up front says that we're done. In this particular case, I will tell you that even after I'm done, you will want to stay for the choir after the sermon today. I promise you, however much you want to go see the Lions win a football game, it will be worth staying here. Or whatever else people do on Sunday afternoon. I don't know. Most preachers have one or two questions that they come back to over and over again. Sometimes it's love, or the nature of evil, or how we are interconnected with the natural world. My predecessors here at Unity Church were deeply engaged in questions of pilgrimage and of spiritual practice. One of the driving questions for me, though, is a pretty simple one. I look out on Sunday morning, just about every week, and think, why does everyone come here? What are you doing here? Why does everyone come here? I mean, maybe it's because we have donuts. Well, we don't have the best donuts. Our donuts are good, but there are plenty of brunch places on Sunday morning. Maybe it is our fantastic, excellent ergonomic seating arrangements. The early 20th century was a heyday in pew design to really support the lumbar region. It's the technical proficiency of worship and preaching. Oh, we do fine here. We do well. But if it was just that, there are plenty of really excellent preaching churches that you could watch on YouTube. You could pull it out of your pocket. It's certainly not a convenient time. 9 o'clock on Sunday morning is right in the teeth of youth sports commitments these days. And yet every single Sunday, hundreds of people come through that door. Hundreds more often than we have in person, join us from YouTube, watching from that camera there, or that one. Or that one. Last week, over 850 people were here either in person or online to watch Amy preach for the first time. What are you doing here? Now, the fancy seminary way to explain this question is that it is a question of ecclesiology. What is the nature of the church? The more prosaic question is, what are you doing here voluntarily? What is this church thing that draws you here? Because there's nothing that compels you to be on the corner of Portland and Grotto on Sunday morning. There's no established church. There's no state funding that keeps this building open as a resource to the community. In 2025, there's not even a whole lot of social pressure in Minnesota to belong to a church. More frequently, it's actually kind of an odd thing. You might imagine 50 years ago, if you just had moved to Minnesota at a dinner party with your new boss, you might have been asked, oh, what church do you go to? And maybe I go to the Unitarian church was a way to answer that question in a way that was authentic. But now, that would be a pretty strange question to get from a brand new boss. It sets you apart to go to a church every Sunday. And yet here you are. So whether this is your first time here or your 1,000th, something brought you to this place. Something has yoked us together in common cause as a church. Our board member, Marcia Hayes, talked earlier this morning about Unity's end statements, how she and the rest of the board listened to everything that congregants told them last spring and then tried to find language to articulate what they were hearing. She reminded us how so many stories of what you were doing to resist oppression and provide care, elected officials you called, speaking out in your professional lives to be a voice of compassion, and all of the anguish. Did I do enough? Did I make a difference? I feel so small. It's just me up against everything that's going wrong. And then, Marcia said, I saw that anguish transform to relief when you learned that you were not alone. there were others fighting the same fight, to know and to really feel that you were connected to others at Unity doing the same thing because they, too, know this moment calls for it. And by the end of the night, listening to congregants, relief often turned to joy. Unity held it and us. That work of being a voice of compassion, of justice, of trying to make a difference and recognizing that we are in it together became the first end that gives us our worship theme for the month of October. To yoke ourselves. The full end statement is this: we, the people of Unity Church, understand the interconnected roots of oppression and yoke ourselves to the demands, sacrifices, and hard work of anti-racism, multiculturalism, and climate and economic justice. So quick visual aid time. No other word in our end statements has generated quite as much attention as the word yoke. And we are in a major metropolitan area in 2025 with quite a bit of cultural and temporal distance, although not much physical distance, from yokes and plows and oxen. So, behold the plow. The theme for our ministry our pledge campaign last year in 2024 was Seeds of Joy. Some of you might remember that. Exciting theme in a new ministry. What are the seeds we are planting now that will grow over the course of a year, a shared ministry together? And then this year, we're asking a related question. What do we need to plant seeds of joy? What are the tools necessary to do that work? How are the tools related? And so this year, we are talking about being yoked to joy. Okay, so plows. This is a plow. It is not a big industrial plow. I crossed the state of Iowa 4 times in the last week by car. Combines are a whole different sermon. This is what's called a moldboard plow. This one is probably 19th century, although this way of making a plow was invented in about 1000 BCE. So this is about 3,000 years old as an implement. It's designed to cut a path through a field. This blade cuts through the ground, creates a furrow. Wooden handles extend behind the big metal plowshare, allows somebody to steer. The challenge is that this is solid iron. This thing weighs somewhere between 150 and 200 pounds. You might imagine when I told our facilities staff, I'm bringing an antique plow to the church, I need somewhere to put it. I'm so sorry I didn't ask in advance. There are many things that we ask forgiveness for in churches. That is one of them for me. But what that means is I can't actually push this. No person could stand behind that and push it through hard ground. It's not meant to be pushed from behind, it's meant to be pulled in front. So this is a yoke. And if you can imagine, this harness would go in front of the plow, and the whole thing would be pulled by 2 oxen, this one probably horses, pulling together the plow with the person behind it steering. We're going to come back to this image a lot over the next month, so we're going to leave this up for a while. After worship, if you want to come forward and take a look at it and really feel what these tools look, feel, smell like. So we yoke ourselves in front of plows like that to demands, sacrifices, and hard work, heavy work. But it's the second word that is the most interesting one to me, yoke ourselves. Because yoke is a pretty complex image. It's a biblical image. The book of Exodus talks about the yoke of bondage imposed from above as a metaphor for slavery. That's very much not the image that we are going for. But it changes the image to me to imagine choosing this yoke, choosing to step into a harness together to pull it behind us, to till a field. One of the other common uses of yoke in religious places is stoles that ministers wear on Sunday morning. When this was put around my neck for the first time, my friend Madeline Campbell said, "Now you have the yoke of ministry. It is on your shoulders." It's the thing that we put on to remind us that we are in this role, that it is beyond ourselves, that it is hard work, but it is also joyful work. Because something shifts when we enter into obligations voluntarily. Church can feel like a really inconvenient hobby. It sometimes feels like the emotional equivalent of plowing. Hot, sweaty, stuck together, doing hard work in pursuit of a common goal. But when we do it together, because we choose to, then something really magical happens. Our Pledge Drive theme this year is Yoked to Joy. What does it mean to be yoked voluntarily to joy? What does it mean to be carrying joy behind us? Even if it's 150 pounds, it is the thing that is plowing up the field that makes flowers grow and beauty come all around us. To be committed and stuck to these things that are hard work and sources of joy and meaning. And just in case church is too abstract an example for what it means to be yoked to joy, we did something else this morning. We dedicated new lives, new children born into this community. And we said we commit ourselves to the nurture of these children. May we build community in which they will grow old, surrounded by beauty, embraced by love, and cradled in the arms of peace. If you are struggling with the image of how yoking can be both joyful and really hard work, I encourage you to ask any parent of a child between the ages of 4 minutes and maybe 75 years old. There is no getting out of the obligations that you inherit when you have a new life. You are yoked to that plow. You are not always driving it as a parent. Ask parents about this at coffee hour, I promise. There will be stories. And it is so often joyful, even when it is hard work, especially when it is hard work. And it's in this way that we are yoked to churches. Now, this is voluntary in a way that parenting is not. The metaphor doesn't quite work. If the preacher says something especially stupid, you can walk out of a church at any time. If your teenager says something especially stupid, you cannot walk out of the house. But we're going to keep talking about yokes and obligations for the next 3 weeks. And there'll be time to talk about this as a metaphor for our social justice work, how being harnessed together with other partners for work larger than what any of us can do alone is part of who we are as a church. But we have a very specific task this morning. How do we yoke ourselves to joy through our participation in this church? Almost no preachers like to talk about money from the pulpit, especially in our tradition where Yankee and Midwestern reticence both meet. Some things we just don't talk about. But not talking about money does us a disservice, because here's the truth. Over 80% of this church's income comes through congregational pledging. The decisions that our members and friends make, the commitments that they voluntarily enter into, the ways in which they financially yoke themselves together in support of this church is what makes everything that we do possible. And that's true whether or not we talk about it, so we're going to talk about it. So as we close this morning, I want to go back to that first question, the one that I keep coming back to in ministry year after year. Why are you here? This is not a convenient way to spend your Sunday morning. I promise the chairs at fancy brunch places are more comfortable than pews. And yet, by being here, you've shown that you feel in some way tied to this place, yoked together with others in the community, working towards a common goal or vision of what the world could be. How will you support that? This is not a rhetorical question. I have some specific direction. If you have a cell phone, please take it out at this time. Yes, in church. No, Unitar will not strike us down. We asked for special dispensation. Okay, your phone is out. Open up a web page and go to unityunitarian.org. And then scroll down to where it says October is Pledge Drive Month. You'll see a video there from our executive director, Laura Park. Don't watch it now. Just notice where it is. Leave that screen open on your phone because you have homework. Go home after this service and sit down with whoever you need to be on the same page with for big financial decisions. So for me, it's my wife, Stacy. And then watch Laura's video together. It's 1 minute, 14 seconds long. I promise you can do this. You can find 1 minute and 14 seconds. I'm sorry, it's 1 minute and 41 seconds long. Too long. That extra 20 seconds, that's the deal breaker, man. Try and hold still for 1 minute and 41 seconds. And think about what you pledged last year. Think about what it might be possible to commit to this year, and then fill out the pledge form together. The pledge form's linked right there on the website, too. And then, and this is the important part, bring that pledge form in next Sunday and put it in the offering plate next Sunday. Because we're actually doing this a little bit differently than we've done in the past. In the last couple years, we've had pledge forms in the order of service. We've said, just fill this out in the service, put it in the offering plate. We're going to do this in a day. We're not doing that this year. We want you to go home and really talk about it with each other, to really think about what this means to you, to be yoked to this place, for it to be a place of voluntary commitment, not out of obligation, but out of joy. And then after you've had that conversation, then fill out the form, whatever that means for you, and whatever is within your means to do. There are pledges in this congregation that range from $5 a year to well into 5 figures a year. Every single one of those pledges is what makes everything happen here. Pledge is a commitment, it's an obligation, it's a way that we yoke ourselves together in the world. It's a way that we yoke ourselves together in community so that our children will grow old surrounded by beauty, embraced by love, and cradled in the arms of peace. I am so grateful to be yoked to all of you in this work. May it be, and amen. Our closing hymn is number 131, Love Will Guide Us. One last answer. What is church? Church is not some small group of people standing at the front giving a benediction to send us out. Church is what we do when we join together. Church is what we do when we yoke ourselves to this place. Church is all of us. So we'll give the last word to the choir. Here we go.
If you're not in the choir, you can sit back down. Lots of folks in the choir today because all the adult choirs are coming together. So I'm going to talk a little bit while they come up. One of the big projects of the music ministry this year is a beautiful, quite long piece called Considering Matthew Shepard by Minnesota-born composer Craig Hella Johnson and Minnesota poet Michael Dennis Browne. And this is a piece that was written as a meditation on the murder of Matthew Shepard, a teenager in Wyoming who was murdered for being gay. And it is a harrowing piece, and we're working on it all year with the intent of presenting it in May for our big music Sunday. It is a long journey, and if you were here last week, you heard one piece from it called Meet Me Here, sung by Unity Choir. So what we're going to sing now is the last number in the piece. It's called All of Us, and it starts with a series of questions because it starts with this idea of we have just heard this terrible story, this story that tells us that the world is broken, that it is a horrible thing that happened, that was done. Where do we go from here? What do we do? How do we find that joy? And the answer is there towards the end of the song, and it might sound trite or oversimplistic, but it is the only answer. Only all of us, only in love. A love that has always been there, that has been burning as old as time itself, that pushes us to remake our world. It looks like all the choirs are up. This is All of Us.
What could be the song? Where